the state filed a petition to modify and a petition to confirm arrears. Where we're at in the case is that the parties have almost reached a full agreement. We have a partial agreement. If, with your honor's permission, I would like to announce the agreed portions, call each party, see if that's still their agreements, and then get into the contested issues.
Okay.
Your Honor, the parties have made some stipulations. The first stipulation is that the one child on this case has been living with the father, Josh Armon, since June 2024, and it was a voluntary possession and has been living continuously with the father until this day. Parties are in agreement that the child should remain with the father, Josh Arman, and that the father should continue providing health insurance for that child through his employer. Parties are in agreement that before today, there were some arrears that had accumulated on the case. So I'm just going to read what those are. But parties stipulate that before any credits, there are arrears of child support of $19,398 with 75 cents. Again, that's $19,398 with 75 cents. This was accumulated as of May 21st, 2025. At that moment, those were arrears that were the responsibility of Mr. Armand. As such, though, since the child has been living with the father, parties are in agreement that the father should be awarded possession credits for those 12 months with interest. The amount of the possession credits that the state has calculated for those 12 months, we're right at a year now, Your Honor, is $9,780 in possession credits. The parties do not dispute that after this, there is an amount that is owed. The arrears after the possession credits are $9,618.75. Parties stipulate that that was the amount that was owed before the father would have taken possession of the child. That is the extent of the agreement, Your Honor. The crux of the issue with the contested issue is what should happen to those arrears. I will now call the mother. Ma'am, can you state your name for the record?
Kayla Armon.
And ma'am, I just said a mouthful to the judge as agreements, stipulations. Did you hear everything that I heard?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean, that I stated?
Mhm.
Okay. And are you in agreement that those stipulations and those agreements are correct?
Yes.
And I just have to flesh it out. Has there been any family violence between you and the father since the last order?
No, ma'am.
Is there any reason that we should keep your address private from the father or from any other party?
No, ma'am.
Is it your wish for Judge Dukes to enter the agreements that you and the father have made as the order of the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now let's get into the contested issues. Ma'am, did you hear when I announced that the amount after possession credits for child support arrears is $9,618.75? Did you hear that?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you still seeking today as part of the order for a payment to be set on those arrears?
Yes, if he's willing to pay.
And ma'am, do you understand that the state calculated $100 as the payout amount per month starting June 1st, 2024 to cover the interest and some on the premium if you wish to keep those arrears?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any other statement? You're representing yourself as your own attorney. You understand that, right?
Yes.
And so is there any other reason, because this is a contested issue, is there anything else that the judge should know why those arrears should remain if, for example, the father does not agree with that.
Um, it and he's always been a good father. It's just I struggled without having that extra support whenever I lived in Texas. And honestly, it's owed to my son.
Is that it, is that it, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, I pass this witness. Sir, can you state your name for the record?
Joshua Adam Armand?
And did you hear all of the announcements and stipulations that I read to the judge?
Yes, ma'am.
I know that it is my understanding that the amount after possession credits is, contested, but let's talk just about the agreements. Are you still in agreement with all of the stipulations and agreements that I read to the judge?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it true that you have your child enrolled in your health insurance through your employer?
Yes, all three.
Yeah, and you understand that this order would order you essentially to keep having the child on your insurance. You understand that?
I do understand. Yes, ma'am.
Even if the premiums jump up next year, you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is it your wish for Judge Dukes to make those agreements between you and the mother the order of the court?
It is.
Okay, so now let's talk about the contested issue, the arrears, the $9,618 with 75 cents. What do you think should happen with that amount?
I think it should be wiped away. I think there should be no arrears. I think Kayla just testified that it's owed to her son, which is what's happening right now. He is getting it. He's getting everything that he needs, a vehicle.
And we're not talking about that, Dad. We're talking about these arrears that were there in 2024.
Yeah. I was just talking about her when she testified that it's owed to her son.
I'm just need to know why you shouldn't pay these arrears. It looks like that these were there in 2024.
Yeah, so I also paid $36,000 before there was any kind of child support that we
Well,
were.
I can't
Okay,
go back.
okay,
I can
so
only go with
understand. Yeah.
what's been ordered by the court, and the court ordered you to pay, and then there was a time that payments were not coming in. Ms. Correa, is there money on hold that will cover any of this or no?
I don't believe so, but if
Okay. Okay.
Your Honor will allow
Okay.
me.
So I'm going to let counsel ask you a few more questions. I'm just trying to find out why you shouldn't owe this money that was court ordered. So go ahead, counsel.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Just to double check, and these are standard questions that I would ask for anybody who disagrees with arrears. Were you incarcerated at any point prior to taking possession of the child?
No,
And were you at any point disabled prior to taking possession of the child when these arrears would have accumulated?
no.
Okay, I believe that there was something else that you had wanted to say, so this is your second opportunity to say that.
Yeah, so I guess I'm trying to answer the judge's question of why I believe their arrears should go away. I got Chase from June of last year up until he turns 18 will be 3.5 years, which I'm not going to get child support for. So I'm taking care of him for myself. So I guess it seems like
It's a whole different issue, Dad. You could
I
file
understand.
and do that.
Right.
So
Right,
that doesn't have anything
okay.
to do with the past, though. So,
Okay, so my answer is no, I don't have any reason.
okay. So, but you guys understand, because nobody's talked about child support. Ms. Correa, are you asking that the child support stop that Dad's currently ordered to pay?
Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. What a mistake. Yes, so the state's position is that child support should be set at 0. There is no medical support that was ordered prior, so we wouldn't be adding that. So yes, Your Honor, my apologies, my apology to the parties. We are making the formal request, and that was an agreement that I missed announcing. Child support should be set at 0.
Mom, is that your agreement?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so,
And I just want to clarify one thing. When I said for my son, I meant for my other son because he had to help me pay rent and everything whenever I wasn't getting any extra
okay,
support. That's what I meant, not
okay,
my youngest.
okay, okay. So this is, the only thing the court has got before me is to modify the current child support and confirm what's owed, if any. Um, Nobody's filed to change custody, and without a change of custody, I can't order mom to pay child support. And so all I can do is what you've agreed to. Dad's current child support starting June 1 will be 0. Okay. Dad's arrears will be as of yesterday. Is that right, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Will be $9,618.75. That to be paid off at $100 a month beginning June 1st. I'll no non-disclosure, and I'll waive the court cost. There may be other things that you guys want to file that aren't that's not before me, but that's what we're going to do today. So, Mom, Dad, I'm going to ask counsel to draft that up and send it to me. Once I sign off on it, the Attorney General's office will send you both a copy. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank y'all both. You're free to go. Just hit that button that says leave relief meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Am I excused for now?
Yes, thank you.